Morning, everyone. It's brother Big Chris from Outreach Jacks. I do these videos or whatnot. I don't want to come across as if I'm sharing my opinion. There are a lot of folks down with social media. Everybody got something to say. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, well, other folks who got something to say all the time is that it's got something negative. In my life, I want to be a person who encourages people. I want to help people set free, especially their minds. I want to uh, people be encouraged to be the best, to be the most that they could be. I want people to. I want to help people just to live life and just to be encouraged and not let no type of hindrances in life hold them back. One of the biggest things that hold us up as human beings is our mindset. No matter your ethnicity, culture, whatever the case may be, the biggest thing that holds you up is how you think. Someone occurred to me the other day. Um, with all the talks about folks about racism and whatnot. I personally, just based off of revelation that I've received for me of truth, is that how others deal, how others prescribe of what racism is different from what I do. Racism, I deal with more of the true definition of racism, what it really is, and it's basically it's to control. It's something that folks think that another race, another ethnicity is inferior based upon their genetics or whatnot, and people try to control that. That's what racism is when they folks are trying to control. Jim Crow, for example. You know about the Jim Crow laws, segregation making in Mississippi and down south. That was racism. They were trying to control Afro Americans there. Telling them they couldn't drink in clean water fountains, they couldn't use the bathrooms, they couldn't use the good bathrooms with Caucasian Americans. I deal with that part of racism. A lot of times folks say about racism now is like, if somebody don't like you, oh, you're racist. And for me, I, I don't get into the emotional part of racism because there's a bigger picture there at play. Because for one, personally, I can give a fuck about who likes me and who don't like me, whether it's because of my skin color, whether it's because of from my neighborhood or how I dress, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to being liked by people, give zero fucks. That's schema language, but I just want to make that perfectly clear. There's a bigger player when it comes to dealing with racism. When dealing with racism, you're dealing with somebody that's trying to control the outcome of your life. You're dealing with racism. You're dealing with someone is more than just someone not like you because you're the color of your skin. It's someone who thinks really believe that you- you're not worth. You don't have what it takes to be successful. Almost is what they're saying. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. These folks are true racists. They really believe in all the data and facts and science evidence they get together to try to prove that someone who is Afro American or Latino American or someone who's a darker skin is. They try to get all the facts together to try to prove their point that these people are not burn the word I want to say are not worthy or they can't comprehend. That's basically what it is. Someone is truly racist. Like, for example, the laws of our land doesn't really work towards people who are of darker skin. Well, I'm gonna say this: don't work for the poor. And the thing about racism is that race, and I hate the word racist. First of all, to be race means you're in competition with somebody. So, like I said, I've did videos before about the whole history of how people became a race. You know, yeah, folks coming over here from England for coming over here to be free, religious freedom, some kind of way. Then freedom, the freedoms of the Native Americans. Ooh, excuse me. And then with the migration of Irish and other Caucasian races coming over here, they stood against that. They didn't want Irish over here in America. They tried to put the Irish. They put labels on Irish, saying that they were no good because they were Irishmen. They had this issue. See, that's racism. You know, trying to say Irish. They're not smart enough to do this, or they're a bunch of monkeys. That's racism. That when you try to control somebody and based on their ethnicity. You know, and you try to make a decision about you know what's best. I don't know what's best for them, but you try to make this judgment call on somebody's capabilities based upon their ethnicity. That's what racism is. We try to control, you try to box in everybody, trying to keep people here, trying to keep a group here, trying to keep a group there. You know, and I talked about also in past history when you do the research is how a lot of these pro-white people who haven't worked from Ireland and what kids may be from other races, other ethnicities, how they work together with Afro Americans. A lot of those who were free from slavery and running from slavery at the time, working together because everybody was poor. So they was working together. But the rich and powerful, a lot of times when we refer to people being white and whatnot, we're not talking really about skin color. We're talking about stature in life. We're talking about their economic wealth, their education. These are things that we associate with being white. You know, being rich, being powerful, being able to be well educated. That what white meant. That's what they describe as being white. When the government decided to make these Irish, these immigrants, these pro-white folks, he made them white, Caucasian. Also, these Caucasian people, he decided to make them called white. They decided to be called white now because they were right. They were rise them against the rich and powerful in the government. It ain't like that happening. And the other poor, those of us Afro Americans, those who were working with them, also have helping each other out. So to separate that community out, we're gonna take you poor Caucasian folks. We're gonna make you white. We'll give you a little bit more, better paying jobs, a little more better education, and not enough to make them rich or powerful, but just enough to make them satisfied, to make them feel like they had something. So now y'all just white. I mean, for the most part, that's what happened. Now y'all white. So now those other ethnicities, which most of them were the darker, Afro Americans, who the case may be, another ethnicities within that were that were darker of color, they feel left out. So now there's that divide again. The government and the rich and powerful put that divide there between the people in the community. So now you have the concept of race, because this is why as Afro Americans, you have things like police brutality, issues like that. It seems like you can't get a fair shake in life. This is why it feels that way, because then the system is designed to where they don't hate you because of your skin color. It's not about hate at all. It's about Racism not about someone not liking you because of your skin color. It's about controlling you, saying that because you're this color, you're supposed to be poor. Your pigmentation is too dark to be successful in terms of having a good paying job and being able to raise a family or being able to do basic human things. That's what I hope y'all follow what I'm saying. That's what racism to me is. So, with that being said, one of the things I want to do is, this is towards Afro American people, but I want all folks to hear this. You know, the history of our people in this country, trials they've gone through, things with slavery. Majority of us here, not everybody, but majority of us here, born here in America, there's a good 90%, 99% chance that you were descendant of a slave. Yes, in history, there are some Africans and people of darker color who came here by free will. The majority of us born here in America, those of us who are native to America, we were descended from slaves. Now, the reality talks about how America did that to us, and the thing about it is, you know, yeah, it was legal. Like, it was legal for people to kill us, for other Americans to just torture us and kill us. Being slaves and being able to, then after slavery, post segregation. We have our own towns and we built our own towns like Wall Street, for example. Towns like Rosewood, and then because somebody got jealous, because a white man got jealous, an evil person got jealous, they decided to burn it down. These are things that made us angry over the years. The fact that they feel victimized. A lot of times folks will say things like, "Well, you didn't get over that. That's the past." If you tell a woman who's been raped, just get over your rape. It's the past. Or tell the kids of a woman who's been raped. You know, and I'll say this: anybody who's been raped, that rape has after effects, and not just on the person who's raped, but also if they're having children, because it's going to affect how they raise their children. Because a woman who's been raped, or let's even a man who's been molested, was but if they're able to be strong enough to get to not let that rape or molestation affect them in a negative way, they're still gonna have they're gonna be strong, but again, here's the thing is this: they're gonna be real protective of their children because they don't want the kids to go through the same thing they went through. So one two things gonna happen: they're either gonna teach their kids how to fight back, or they're gonna teach their kids how to just be a victim. I said one of the things gonna happen: either they gonna, like I say, they deal with it, they're gonna deal with the fact they got raped or molested, or they're not gonna deal with it. Anyway, there's gonna be an after effect there of how they raise their children. My mom and dad grew up in Jim Crow. They grew up having to not being able to use the clean bathrooms. They grew up not being able to use the clean water fountains. My mother told me a time story where she went in the wrong entranceway of an establishment in Mississippi, and this white man basically like barked at her, like just jumped on her. You know what I'm saying? As far as like verbally abusing her. My grandfather, O'Neal Rankin, went to that place and told that man off. Now, again, this is Jim Crow. My granddaddy could have got lynched. My granddad, I mean, seriously, he could have got lynched or whatever, and they would, and nobody would have batted an eye. But my grandfather, and this is my grandfather knew who he was as a man. He understood the situation and what he lived in. He understood the rules of the laws of that time when he lived there. He understood the atmosphere of the society that he lived in at that time. But he still went up there and told that white man off. And again, this is not about black versus white was fighting, but I want you to understand the mentality of the mentality of the people during this time and what was going on. It's hard. A lot of us, it's hard for us to even think about that, to even see that, whether you're Afro American or either Caucasian American. It's hard for you to understand that there were laws. I understand it's hard to understand for some of us to understand there were actual laws that said if you're Afro American, you can't do this, you can't do that, because we don't live in our society like that way now. You know, somebody don't want me around another ethnicity, they just move. You know, but my grandfather knew who he was as a man. He didn't let nobody limit him on this to say, oh, because you this, you can't do this, you can't do that. He lived. He worked hard to provide for his family. My grandmother had a very successful business, you know, a general store. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, no, although my granddad wasn't a perfect man, of course. You know, he had his issues and flaws as well. But when it came to how he stood in society, he knew who he was. That now, although Jim Crow going on, but my grandfather was a free man. And when I say free, I mean free in here. Free in here. To go up to that store and tell that man off to take my mother. And mm, we really don't realize how good we got it right now. We got some issues we got to deal with as Afro American people and as Americans all together. But I would say I'm saying particularly Afro American people, you really don't understand how good you got it right now. We really take for granted the sacrifices that our ancestors went through during Jim Crow times. And although we got issues now we deal with when it comes to racism, they're not the same kind. It's not the same. It's not done in the same manner as it was then. You know, for the most part now. I mean, some might do call you nigger now. You know what I'm saying? You know, being trying to be I guess about it, you can punch them in the mouth for the most part. And most people will be like, because the bottle out, because this is the thing about it, and I say that because in America, America is about the people. There's those folks who want America to be the way they want it to be, as far as I want America to only be about people that look like me. Folks who had that same mentality that the English had against Irishmen. That's the mentality of I want America to be like me. Wherever I am, wherever I'm not am, that's how I want America to be. There's folks who think like that. And then there's the rest of us who think like this about America should be the way it should be. We're all here. We all want the same thing. We want to be happy. We want to pursue life, pursue our lives, and we should be able to do so and work and do it together against everybody that's here. That's how that's another mentality how some of us think. I mean, there's only two mentalities to think about America. There's only two ways. You either want America to be all about, well, you got those people who hate America. But my thing about that is this: if you don't like America, then the way it is, either you're gonna change it or you're gonna leave. The people who want America, the folks who want this quote unquote white ran America, where it's just how they look, how they behave, how they think they want that done. There's folks that way we're working on that way right now. Well, then there's those of us who all come from different backgrounds and cultures who want America to be about blending together and working together. That America is possible, and in that America actually it's here now. It's here now, but we gotta keep fighting at it, and we gotta keep fighting for it because there are people and who want America to be just straight all white Caucasian. I don't want nobody else here. I don't want nobody here gays. I don't want nobody else here. I don't want nobody else here. Ethnicities here. I want it to be all about the way I believe. I want it to be the way my religion is. I want it just to be just like that. There's folks who think like that, just so you know. Now, my thing is this. I was born and raised here. My hood is here. I'm not going nowhere. I wish a motherfucker would tell me to go back to Africa, because that's, you gonna meet that ring, right? Yeah. I'm not going nowhere. This is my home. Like Cicero said, and Drum, this land, this much is my land as it is yours. That's how my mentality is about America and on the land. But I know that America is more than land. It's about the people. So what I want to encourage African Americans is this: we have issues when it comes to dealing with quote unquote racial things and issues, and we know laws, things there, things that are built against us. Laws for the most part, because everybody wanna try to use this to represent that report. When the cops harass you, let me say this: when a dishonorable cop, I don't want to put cops in all of that because there are a lot of cops who, most cops are folks who want to serve the community and go home to their families. But I'm gonna say a dishonorable cop, because you got those cowards in there who want to use badge as a sign of authority and the power. They try to make themselves be tough guys on a badge. So I'm saying those dishonorable cops want to harass you and everything, and they hide behind the honor of the good cops to do their dirty work. And it's hard to prove that a cop is harassing you because folks want to say things like, well, you shouldn't have ran. You should have done that. You should have resisted arrest. Okay, first of all, I'm a human being. I'm an American citizen. If an officer of the law stops me, or whatever case may be, they need to go through their proper procedures, and they need to do it in a respectable manner. First and foremost, they are a servant of the community. I'm part of that community. So therefore, I expect to be treated with them in a respectable manner. You pull me over and I say, officer, I greet you in a professional, in a respectful manner. I expect to be treated in that same manner. Not where you're going, what you're doing, and being talked to like I'm a little freaking teenage boy or some little kid. That's not acceptable. So yeah, you have these clashes with law enforcement because you got assholes who have behind badges, and they think that just because they got on the badge, you want to do whatever they say do, and that's basically bullying. So again, so yeah, we have issues with that, police brutality, and it's hard to prove cases in some instances because how society looks upon you, because it is, in their mind. Oh, this means he's poor. He probably don't have a job. He probably is uneducated until we prove them wrong. But then it's still the case of mental folks. Some people have this mentality. This I'm gonna say this Mayville mentality, Maryville mentality. Oh, the cop didn't do anything wrong. Because he's a cop, he just always right. And because this dude here, he might be a thug or something like that. Look how he dresses. There's that, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating, and you know what I mean. It frustrates you. So what I want to tell you is this: although we can, and I hope to set you free. The freedom is knowing how society will view you, how they may choose to think about you based on this alone, how they may have their perverted mindset about what it means to be Afro-American. I'm gonna say this, and some of y'all may agree, some of y'all may not agree with me. First and foremost, you should not give two fucks about what anybody think about you, white, black, whoever case may be. How you think about you is what defines you. How you feel about you when you look in the mirror every day, how you feel about you as an individual. Yes, I'm saying this to most African American people right now. How you feel about you as an individual, as a human being, is what matters. Because that's the true you that people are going to see when you leave out that door every morning. If you see yourself as a educated person, very smart, well mannered, well preserved, that's what people are going to see. That's what folks going to. That's how folks are going to. That's how folks people going to see. If you see yourself as a thug, a gangster, or an people going to see that also. How you view yourself is what matters. How God sees you is what matters. People could say I look thuggish on the outside, and that's fine. I accept that. That's, you know, probably most of these people I do. You know, if you caught wearing, jeans, shorts, and t-shirts, and my skulls and jewelry I got on, I think I talk slang. You think that's what the thug is, and that's fine. That's your right to have that perception. But I'm not going to live my life trying to please or impress anybody. I'm not going to try to impress. I'm not going around trying to impress white folks. I'm not. I'm not going around trying to impress even African American people. I'm not. I don't have to. I'm not going to try to prove to you I'm not a threat to you. I'm not. I'm not going to sit and try to prove to you that I love, how quote unquote black I am. I'm not doing that shit. I'm Christopher O'Neal Haynes. And Christopher O'Neal Haynes is proud of his Afro American heritage and culture and ethnicity. Christopher O'Neal Haynes loves people. Christopher O'Neal Haynes is a person who is free. Christopher O'Neal Haynes tries to treat people the right way because Christopher O'Neal Haynes wants to be treated the right way. Christopher O'Neal Haynes respects authority figures because Christopher O'Neal Haynes also wants to be respected when he's in authority of something. Christopher O'Neal Haynes is not a coward. I am diplomatic. I'm a diplomatical person. I do not believe in violence at first hand anyway. But you're not going to just beat my ass either. And I'm not going to take ass whooping from you just because. I don't care if you are a cop. I don't care what you are or who you think you are. If you whoop my ass, you're going to work for it. I'll tell you that right now. You're going to work for it. Christopher O'Neal Haynes loves America. I love the people in America. I love this land of America. I know who I am. I perfectly understand how society views me based on how I look on the outside. I understand that perfectly. And I accept that. But it's not going to be a determining factor of how I see me. Christopher O'Neal Haynes see me the way God sees me. And that's what I work towards every single day. I want to encourage you. I remember brothers and sisters out there. It can be scary sometimes, knowing that there's odds against you, but be free. Love you for who you are. Love you and you define you. Don't let how society views you, how racist people view you. Don't even let how our people may view you. Because I, some of us as African Americans, we hurt each other more so than any racist white person can hurt us at all. Period. We do more bashing of each other It's, for example, if somebody, African American person voted for Trump, which I did not vote for Trump, I do not agree with how he does business, but that's me. But African American people has voted for Trump, and the first thing we want to do is say, "Well, you're cold, you're a sellout, you this, you that." You may have a similar taste in foods or whatnot and music. For the most part, those are not the things that's a cultural shared thing. They listen to rock and roll, or and they say, "Well, I don't like collard greens. I don't. I don't make them a sellout." I want you. The person who's a sellout is the one who's saying or do the African American community. That's a sellout. When you want to sell drugs, to your neighborhood. When you wanna, you know, do bring harm. I don't know. That's when you do harm to your community. Be free. That's what I mean. Put it down there. I just ask that you be respectful, please, of your opinions, because you have to have your opinion on love.